Da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Amber.
I'm Ziegler.
Yay.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux from Hickson, Tennessee. And we just got through watching Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Extended Edition Blu-ray. It was 2 discs. Now, this isn't like a full review of the set. You know, this isn't a review of the movie and the special features and the commentary and all the pictures and the casing and everything. Mm-hmm. But just the movie, the extended edition movie, the picture, you know, and everything of how it looks, how it sounds, the movie itself. We will be doing The Two Towers and Return of the King later. Not tonight,
tomorrow
obviously.
And the next day.
Yeah, tomorrow and Friday night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'll have to be earlier tomorrow because you got the interview. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Got that
Son of a... Yeah. Good thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered because we totally forgot. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but I mean...
It may be early if we can get Sarah over here around 4 or 5.
I wasn't paying attention to time at all today.
And her phone
But yeah,
died.
the interview's not till 9 o'clock. So.
Yeah, she can get over here about 4.
Yeah, maybe as soon as we get back from the appointment, we can zip right in and... Maybe. We'll figure it out.
I mean, his appointment's at 1:45, so...
Yeah.
Surely...
Anyway, we'll figure something out. Like, don't take our word on anything as far as scheduling from here on out.
Right.
But, so, anyway, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the movie has been out for, like, 16 years.
What? It's been that
Fellowship of the Ring came out my senior year in high school.
I feel
Well,
old.
I mean...
Junior year.
Six to say, I graduated in 2001.
And it was 2001, wasn't it? 2002 was The Two Towers. 2003 was Return of the King.
Funny
So
part
all
to that,
those
though,
came out
is
before I
like...
graduated.
Yeah. Is like, I didn't watch it the first time until 2011. 10 years later.
Well,
Gosh.
for like this particular movie, I went and saw it a week or two after it came out in theaters. It was just a random date movie that I went on with a girlfriend then, and you know, I was like, you know, it was the poster got me. It showed, you know, the 3 boats on the river with the 2 big king statues on either side, and I was like, that looks kind of neat. And I was already into like fantasy stuff and everything, but I'd read The Hobbit, but I didn't know The Hobbit was connected to Lord of the Rings. I was just like, hey, this sounds cool. I'd never heard any of the hype about it. I never heard any of the anything. I don't know how I missed it. Maybe I didn't have internet or something. But I went to the theater and saw it, and I was like, holy crap, this is actually a pretty freaking good movie. And so I go and like get a hold of a couple of my cousins that we hung out all the time then, and I was like, hey, we really need to go see this movie. It's awesome. Okay, so we went and seen it. For the next 2 years, Lord of the Rings fever.
Yeah.
Whether it was video games or the books themselves or the movies or the soundtracks or books. I mean, you know, they had picture books and making of, and you know, that was when we really started to pay attention to the internet. You know, what's going on with these? And because the making of this movie is as good a story as the movie itself. It's some great stuff because they spent like 2 years in New Zealand just doing nothing but this movie. I think this movie, the budget, I read was $93 million.
Whew.
Holy crap. That's a lot.
I don't know exactly how much. Anyway, y'all give some thoughts on this movie while I look up. I want to look up the how much the movie made versus the budget.
I can't remember who. I want to say I first watched it with an ex-boyfriend, Jack.
Yeah, you told me.
I think it was him.
Which just happens to be the same year I watched it for the first time with him. Watching that.
Yeah. I really didn't care to watch it, but then I watched it and I liked it, and then I ended up liking the other, so.
Yep, that's exactly how it went down.
I have yet to watch Harry Potter.
Okay.
Right. It's on my list. You know.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, here we go. Box Office Mojo. The domestic. Okay, so the domestic money that it made, just in the United States alone, $315 million.
Wow.
On a
Just on this
million.
movie alone. This.
Yeah, just on Fellowship of the Ring alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
93 million. Plus, it made 555 million overseas on the foreign market.
Wow.
So it made 871 million total.
Mm-hmm.
On a 93. It made almost 10 times its budget back. And if I'm not mistaken, they didn't spend a whole lot more on the other movies. I mean, they did, obviously, with the CGI and extra stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how they spread the budget out because they filmed it all in one big lump.
True.
So, yeah, I don't know how they figured all that out. Somebody had to keep some good numbers.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Lord of the Rings trilogy overall was massively successful. It won Academy Awards. I think Return of the King even won Best Picture,
I think it did.
if I'm not mistaken. And that's, for some reason, and
What
this
is
was
this?
like reflected in Clerks 2. What?
I'm about to kill my son.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
I
Stop!
probably shouldn't have said that on air.
That's annoying. Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that on air, but
Well,
appreciate it.
I'm sorry. It was driving me nuts. I couldn't hear Lonnie.
Well, I was too busy talking, so I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I did. It was annoying me.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it won all kinds of awards. Like, they like, for whatever stupid reason, I think because people want to have, like, a rivalry, somehow Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings.
Really? When did this happen?
Well, it was a big part in Clerks 2.
I'll have to rewatch Clerks.
I think really what happened is Lord of the Rings and the prequel trilogy came out about the same time. So obviously you comparing the two. You know, those
Bless you.
you know, it's actually funny because I've only
Sorry.
sneezed twice on the air. And Sarah just did it for the first time. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm dying.
But yeah, it was like, you know, Star Wars prequels versus, and then of course they start comparing the original Star Wars trilogy to Lord of the Rings. And
You cannot do that. They're like, no.
Well, they
no.
do, 'cause
you can't.
the funny thing
you can't
that
do that.
Yeah, I really don't understand why there's even a comparison. To me, it's apples and oranges.
Yeah. But I mean, if I had to pick between the two, it'd
I mean-
obviously be Star Wars.
Oh yeah, duh.
I understand
But-
Star Trek versus Star Wars,
Yeah, they're both
but not
take
Lord
place
of the
in
Rings
outer
versus
space.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
They take place in two totally different fantasy worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But I mean, to anybody who wants to win the argument with Lord of the Rings, they always dangle the Best Picture award at the Academy Awards.
yeehaw.
Of course.
Who cares? There's a lot of pictures that won Best Picture that probably shouldn't have had.
I mean, at first, I didn't even want to watch Lord of the Rings. I was like, whatever. I read The Hobbit in high school. I actually enjoyed reading The Hobbit. So.
Mm-hmm.
You know, actually, like, here we are, haven't even really talked about the movie itself.
Sorry.
Just the behind the scenes stuff, but
I mean, it is an extended review, so. Yeah.
it is, and I absolutely, like, I was just gonna say, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, this trilogy, my favorite trilogy, hands down, like, without a doubt. I mean, I like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I even like the prequels for Star Wars. I like, you know, a bunch of other movie trilogies, but this one, I don't even have to think about it. I can sit down and watch these 3 movies over and over and over and never get tired of them.
So you can't do, like, the original 3 Star Wars? I mean, or is that, like, considered a trilogy?
Oh, I consider it two different trilogies. I like the original Star Wars.
Yeah, they really are two different. Even though it's all the same story, they're just different.
I like the original trilogy better than the prequels.
I do too.
But
I agree there.
I like Revenge of the Sith more than I do Return of the Jedi or A New Hope. Because I just like seeing him become Vader and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that is pretty fascinating.
It was interesting, but I was...
But I will say, Attack of the Clones is my least favorite Star Wars movie.
I think that's everybody's least favorite Star Wars movie.
A lot of people hate The Phantom Menace.
Well, it's like
but,
you
like,
said,
seriously,
the internet started hating on it, and then everybody hated it.
Yeah, I can't stand Attack of the Clones. Just, I mean, even, Yoda battling Count Dooku, and even, like, I was a real big fan of the revealing of the clones and the laboratory at Geonosis, that water planet where Obi-Wan goes and sees the long-necked aliens. I love that, but I hate the movie. Seriously, I just, nah, just not down with it.
Anyway, back to this one.
Yeah. we
keep
tend to get
getting off.
sidetracked a little bit. Anybody just want to sit around and just talk nerd stuff? It's like, like The View, but with the nerds.
And the male.
Oh my God, who is it? Brian
Hey,
Lee?
Brian.
Jar Jar Binks is the absolute worst.
No, he's not.
I don't think anybody, if we didn't have the internet right now, I don't think people would hate Jar Jar Binks. I think that was internet manufactured hatred.
Yep.
Because I didn't care for him, but I don't hate him in the level that so many people seem to.
Yeah, I know. They act like he just, oh my God, he just grinds their nerves to no end.
He was there for comic relief.
Yeah, he was.
He was basically a droid given voice and a personality. That's all he was. He Jar Jar is to the prequels what BB-8 is to 7 and 8.
But I love BB-8.
Yeah.
Way more than Jar Jar Binks. I will say that too.
Well, it was like, I don't think this is a spoiler for The Last Jedi, but just the part where BB-8 is having issues trying to get that circuit board to work, and he eventually just bashes his whole head into it.
In there. Hell yeah.
That, yeah.
Yeah, we will stick up for him. I'm sorry.
We are a pro Jar Jar channel. Have our logo on Title Nerd Network with like Jar Jar behind it.
Oh Lord.
Doing that thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make that.
But in like the first, I know we're off track here, but the first Star Wars, I love watching the relationship between R2-D2 and C-3PO.
C-3PO.
Yeah. Because he's just like always at R2-D2, and it's just so funny.
I know. If R2-D2
he treats R2-D2 like crap, but at the same time, R2's like a little 3-foot tall smartass.
He is. That's why I said he could flip him off. He would.
Just the comments.
I mean, he was the most vulgar character in history. They had to. Yeah, I doubt it.
Surely not.
I doubt it.
You are forsaken.
But back to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm assuming that anybody who watches our channel has seen all 3 Lord of the Rings movies. That's just me assuming.
Well, if you ain't, it's your own damn fault.
I would be willing to wager that at least 90% of our YouTube subscribers have seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So we can't really say anything about the movies that hasn't already been said.
Yeah.
I mean, these movies have been picked apart, dissected, reviewed, recapped, discussed, fan theories, just...
Oh my.
Y'all better straighten up.
Hey, somebody moved my green screen. Y'all better behave.
Well,
Logan was
There'll be fur
chasing
flying.
her, and I don't know what happened.
She's on the back of the chair. She's still in the back of the chair.
Y'all behave. Anyway. So, Frodo gets the ring by chance, and they end up going on a mission. Gandalf fights the Balrog, gets killed. And then, they end up on the road again, and they get sent on a mission from the elves at Rivendell to go destroy the ring. The Fellowship completely falls apart 30 minutes later, and everybody splits up, and it's basically a setup for the Two Towers. Frodo and Sam go off. The two other hobbits get captured, and then Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli team up to go save the hobbits. And as we will see in the Two Towers, they end up finding Gandalf, who has been resurrected as Gandalf the White. But that's in the Two Towers, and I'm very much looking forward to that movie because the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings, I give all three movies a 10. But this is like a classic example of what we were talking about the other night. You can have 3 10s and then rate them different ways.
Yep.
Fellowship of the Ring is a 10. The Two Towers is a 10, but a little bit better. And Return of the King is a 10, but is up there in my greatest movies of all time. It's like things get a little better. The action gets a little more intense. The emotions get a little more intense. The battles get a little bigger. And the stakes get a little higher with each individual movie. They just get a little bit bigger scale as you move on up.
Probably should be expected.
Yes.
You know.
But holy crap, these movies are good. And Fellowship of the Ring is just the kind of the slow start. We're just getting revved up. We're introducing everybody. And I can't wait, till we watch the other ones.
I still want to watch The Hobbit.
Do what?
I still really want to watch The Hobbit. I really do.
I do too.
I hate the Hobbit movies.
I just want to see
Hate's
if
such a
I
strong
like
word.
it.
I wish you could.
I feel they
do something
absolutely.
different.
Well, I can't say they ruined anything. They didn't ruin the trilogy.
Obviously not. Once you're
introducing-
watching
yeah.
it again, I mean.
But I will say that, and this is sad to even admit, but I went and saw the first Hobbit movie in theaters because I was like, I'm going to go see every Lord of the Rings movie in theaters.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm way
What?
behind. Okay.
She didn't know
I
there was
did
3
not know
Hobbit
there was 3.
movies.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
Even though it's one
There's-
book, they made 3 movies
there's
for it.
the Hobbit. I can't remember what the first
The
Hobbit
Journey
movie's called.
Begins or something like that.
Journey. Yeah, that sounds right. Might not be right, but I'm gonna bet on that. Then the second one was The Desolation of Smaug,
Yeah.
and then the third one was The Battle of the
Okay.
Five Armies.
Why did I? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I need to go back. I need to watch all 3 of them. I don't think I've seen any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We just interviewed a cosplayer from New Zealand, and she wasn't far from where that was she?
Now she's actually right up the road from Hobbiton, where the little Hobbit village. They still maintain it, and they still.
Oh, the Shire.
Yeah, you can go check it out.
Yeah.
Visit.
I
and
would
everything.
love to visit the
That's
Shire.
pretty cool.
But yeah, the Hobbit movies, I didn't care for them. I went and saw the first one, and about halfway through where they end up in the tunnels, the caves and everything, and Bilbo meets, right after Bilbo meets Gollum, I started dozing off. I was well rested. I was excited about going to see the movie. And I was like, I'm going to go see every Lord of the Rings film in theaters without fail. Fell asleep about halfway through this movie and just kept, catching myself. And I didn't even bother going and seeing the other 2. And I didn't even watch them until they were free to watch on HBO Go. And even then, it took me a while to just hunker down and be like, you know what, I'm going to sit down and watch these. They were strong 7s.
Strong 7s. Nice.
That's how I feel about The Matrix. I started watching it.
Oh, it was rough.
Yeah.
And then I found out they put out extended editions of those like they did these movies. And I was like, oh, God, I couldn't do that.
No.
They were already too long.
I know. It's crazy.
And turned into 2 extra movies.
Oh, like me. Yes, Brian, you're absolutely stunning.
Is there a movie that, what's his name?
Oh, a
Sean
strong
Bean.
7. Oh, that's funny. Brian said he was a strong 7.
Is there any movie that Sean Bean, or any show Sean Bean is in, he does not get killed?
I'm not really sure, because Game of Thrones, obviously. And what was funny is anybody who didn't read the book saw the marketing for Game of Thrones, and assumed that the entire show was going to be based around him. Especially in season 1, because they had him like sitting on the Iron Throne with a sword.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that guy's gonna be like." Nobody had any clue. And all the people who had read the books were like,
Brian said that he didn't die in Silent Hill.
Wait, that is right. The second Silent Hill.
I've never watched any of the Silent Hill movies.
What?
God, they're so good.
The second one is not as good as the first one.
Oh, well, no, but
the first one, I love the first one.
I've never seen any of the Silent Hill movies. I've never seen any of the Resident Evil movies.
I love the Resident Evil ones too.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They're on the list. We have a huge list, though.
You know what we ought to do? We were actually talking about doing, like a commentary movie. Where we sit down, watch the movie, and record like audio commentary with like a static image for YouTube.
Yeah.
And we ought to we ought to each pick a movie, and then put it up on a poll and let people decide which one they want to see us or hear us talk about.
Sure.
That's been a long running project of mine that I've wanted to get up off the ground for like 2 years now. Is do commentary tracks for movies that people can watch with the movies, where we sit there and watch the movie and just talk about it as it plays.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yes, exactly, like Mystery Science Theater. You've never seen Mystery Science Theater?
Mystery Science Theater is hilarious.
They just sit around and make jokes about the movies.
Yeah, they watch like B movies, and they're sitting at like the bottom of the screen. You can see their outline, and they make jokes and comments.
Yeah, it's like a couple of robots and a dude.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Mars Attacks.
Oh, God. That movie scared Jordan when it came out.
What
She was
movie?
scared.
I remember it.
Mars
was
Attacks.
Great.
I love Mars Attacks.
She didn't know it was supposed to be a comedy, and she was actually legitimately scared. It don't take much to scare Jordan.
I mean, it was messed up. That's a messed up movie. It's a very dark comedy. Especially when they kill Jack Nicholson.
Space. That's another good one.
Which one?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I love that one.
I was like 7 years old last time I saw that movie. I just remember they would cocoon people up in cotton candy.
Yeah. I remember watching that as a kid, and that was one of the strangest things as a kid I ever watched. I was just like, what is this?
Wow.
But anyway.
But yeah, the movie, I will say, just from what I've seen on the box set, I don't want to review like the whole box set till after Return of the King. But the box set, the Blu-ray box set of Lord of the Rings extended edition Blu-ray is pretty freaking sweet. It's a nice, sturdy box, like gold embossed, really nice looking. It folds open. The 3 movies are inside it. Not only each movie takes 2 discs, but also it has 2 more discs that have special features. I think it's like 1,200 pictures on each one. They have like a slideshow where I think Peter Jackson or somebody narrates all these photos from like behind the scenes making of the movies. There's documentaries, National Geographic stuff about Lord of the Rings films, filming in New Zealand, and character profiles, family trees, really anything you could think of to possibly talk about for these films. Each one of these movies has those special features in this box set. I think there's like 4 or 5, maybe even half a dozen different commentary tracks on each movie.
Yeah.
It's just a ton of content. Like you could watch the movies 4 different times with a different experience each time. I think it's like one commentary is with Peter Jackson, one commentary is with like half the cast, one commentary is with like another half of the cast, one commentary is with like the producer and the sound people. It's like this commentary is like crazy that you can watch.
That's crazy.
But I've not actually sat down and I think I've watched Fellowship with Peter Jackson commentary. And that's as far as I've gotten. I really need to do that someday. Just add it to the list,
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, this overall, I mean, if you've seen the movie, This set's well worth it. Let me look and actually see if you can still get it on Amazon and how much it is. If it's anything less than $40, it's well worth it. And I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see. Lord of the Rings Blu-ray.
It's an airplane.
Oh.
You know, we are.
I don't know.
How much?
The Lord of the Rings Extended Edition Blu-ray set's $55.
I mean, I would expect something like that to be about $60. I ain't gonna lie. For all 3 movies and all the content that's on it and the little gift box that it comes in. I mean, yeah.
Whew. That is pretty hardcore. Oh, you can get all 6 movies, theatrical versions on Blu-ray for $40.
Huh. Interesting.
And, I was actually looking for the Hobbit movies extended editions. And I don't see them.
They're like, no. I don't know about you sometimes.
Well, I'm sorry. The girl who did the voice for Daphne from the original Scooby-Doo died today.
And that's why you were doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. The Hobbit extended edition trilogy on Blu-ray is $53.
Oh, so it's
I wouldn't pay 10.
We know that, honey. Anyway.
It's like, check out my new website, IHateTheHobbitMovies.com.
That sounds great. I'll get right on that.
All right. Well, I mean, there's, like I said, there's not really a whole lot we can talk about. I mean, really.
I know, because everybody's done seen this movie. What's the point of going through the whole thing?
Everybody's seen it. Like, a lot of people know trivia about it. Everybody has already read about it, watched reviews and everything. But, I mean, I wanted to give our take. Like, y'all have a favorite part of this movie?
I'm trying to think.
Like a favorite, because it's all really good.
I really like where the 2 little, special...
It's the special hobbits.
The
Yeah, that's
special
what we call them.
hobbits.
The special hobbits.
The special hobbits get that firework out and the dragon comes down on everybody.
That's pretty funny.
I'd have to say...
I did not like Gandalf falling, though. That really hurt the first time I watched it.
I'm trying to think of like what my favorite part would be. Probably the Balrog battle. I really like that. That's probably like the best special effect of the whole movie. Either that or the part where no, we're just gonna go with the Balrog battle. Absolutely. Amber?
Probably the goblins. I really liked them. They were really creepy looking.
Which one? Are the one in the mines?
Mm-hmm.
Like where they surround them and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty cool because like you really have no freaking clue what's
God,
going on.
the makeup's amazing. And then it makes me think of Legend.
Yeah.
That goblin that's running around with them. Of course, you've never watched that movie, so I don't know.
What?
What movie?
Legend.
You've
No,
never
I've never
watched
seen
that?
it.
It's such a good
Oh my
movie.
God.
I know. That's one I keep hoping appears at the thrift store one day. I'm not gonna lie.
Tom Cruise.
It was like first movie.
You know, I've never seen Willow either.
That's a really good movie.
I've heard it is.
Willow.
You've never seen that one either?
What's that one?
The one with the little midgets in it?
I don't know.
That's
And they have
really
the
not.
baby.
He was I saw part of the
probably
movie
should've
when I
said
was
that,
young
right?
because that was one of those movies that came on regularly on
Sure.
network TV.
Yeah.
Like it was like a normal Saturday afternoon movie that they would play,
Uh-huh.
and I never watched it. And it's almost impossible to find now
It is.
because nobody has digital rights to it. They don't really have any DVDs, and because of that, the Blu-ray
Brian.
or the VHS is like through the roof. You know, all of the movies.
Yeah, like, I couldn't imagine how much that would cost to buy.
Yeah, I mean, you could. That's almost one of those movies that it's so hard to find that you wouldn't really be faulted for like pirating the movie.
Oh.
Mac and Me is another good one. I have that one out.
That's okay.
And
that's
Little Monsters.
I've seen that, but it was so long ago I don't remember it. Yeah, to get the Willow movie on DVD.
Yeah.
$50.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, and I couldn't bear to pay that.
It was like a limited release back in, like, when, I guess, not long after DVDs first became a thing.
Yeah.
And they never made it again. It was like a limited pressing or something.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies like that I would like to see, especially even ones that I've seen when I was younger. I don't really remember that well. Especially since lately we've been watching some movies that I saw when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and they're not at all like I remember.
Yeah, or they still hold up, one or the other. There is no in between.
And even if they do hold up, I catch a lot of stuff in them that I didn't catch when I was young because I just never really paid attention.
Tell you what else I like, Liv Tyler.
I
forgot how gorgeous she is.
You know, not everybody has to wear makeup, you know.
She's so pretty.
Each person is her own. But you do not have to put makeup on her, and she looks like freaking perfect.
I know. I'm just like, ugh. She was so pretty. And all that white.
She's like always pretty. Like she's never... she's just like perfect. She's just like a little angel.
I'm just like, oh, I forgot how gorgeous you are.
And her voice, she's so soft-spoken.
I know.
She was probably perfect for Arwen in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was another... Anything that happens in Rivendell, I'm a complete fan of. From the time they got there to the time they left, I love the whole segment.
Yeah. I will agree with that.
I would love to live in Rivendell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like the goblins probably best, but that would be my next.
I would love to be an elf.
Right? I bet you would like to be an elf. Anyway.
Have to go, live in the woods in a treehouse.
Yes, frolic among the flowers.
Frolic among the flowers.
Yes.
Look at the flowers, Sarah.
But has everybody given this movie a 10, or do we need individual
ratings?
ratings?
I'm not going to give it a 10. Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'm going to be that person.
Okay.
I would probably give it an 8, because it's still not one of my favorite movies. It's not.
That actually surprises me. I thought we were all going to give it 10s.
No.
Okay.
It's a really good movie, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, if we decided never to watch it again, I wouldn't be sad.
Dang.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
It's just it's a little long for my taste. It's hard for me to sit down and focus.
This is the extended edition.
Yeah.
So you're saying
even the regular edition would probably be too long for me. I don't know.
Well, that's actually kind of funny.
It just depends.
It's funny you mention that because Two Towers and Return of the King, not only do they become broader in scope and more action-packed, but they're also longer movies.
But because they're action-packed, it doesn't seem as long.
Yeah, this did have a lot of downtime.
Yeah. In it. If something's got a lot of downtime and it's long, I gotta have either a story that I'm interested in, like deeply involved in, or there's gotta be a lot of action to it.
Like, I don't think we'll ever review this one, but what did you think of Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights?
It was a very long movie.
It was a very long movie.
I watched part of that one.
We'll have to
I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't really care to watch it again. I really struggled with the addict mother called her daughter and was like, hadn't talked to her. Yeah. So I was
Speaking of addict, Requiem, have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
No. But yeah, that was really struggling, and I really don't care to watch that again.
All right.
So, otherwise, that was a really good movie, though. I would only give that one probably like an 8 too. But I know that's one of your favorites.
So, Sarah, do you give this a perfect score, or are we cutting out for it?
I give it a 9.
Okay, so we averaged, what, a 9?
Oh, yeah.
An 8, 9, and a 10.
I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. Good effects. It's a couple good things. There's Liv Tyler.
Like with that, it's like, Lonnie gave it a 10. Amber gave it an 8. I'm going to be right in the middle.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I would like to buy all of these at some point, so.
If you didn't own them, I would probably buy them for you.
Yeah. Well, I've had these.
So,
this is
but
one of
you've had
those
these forever.
few Blu-rays that stayed in my collection for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I discussed the other day, I am planning on at some point starting out with Iron Man and getting all of the Marvel movies on Blu-ray eventually.
Yes, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be neat to have them all. And I'm going to get like the good ones with all the special features. And
well, yeah, because it's Lonnie. He's got to have all the
best,
bells and whistles.
very best.
All the bells and whistles.
Yep, absolutely. All right.
Let's wrap this.
Yeah, that's it, because it's after midnight.
We could sit here and talk about bullshit for another 30 minutes.
Oh, and I do, like, if anybody else is watching, like, I do want to offer my most sincere apologies for not making the full 24 hours last night on the,
yeah.
I feel bad, because, like, now that it's done, I'm like, God, I only made 20 hours.
Do we need to announce the winner of the Call of Duty, or we're going to just post it on the page?
Or we make a separate video?
Yeah, I think we'll post it on the page.
Okay.
But we do have a winner. Stay tuned to the Facebook page for that. So.
All right.
Because I'm not going to sit there and make what'll probably turn into a 20-minute video to announce the winner of the contest.
Yeah, because we'll start talking about other stuff.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Brian, thanks for coming on, chatting.
Yay,
I know we probably had a couple of lurkers in the chat. We had a couple people. Anyway, everybody have a good rest of the night. This has been our Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring extended Blu-ray review. And that's pretty much it for tonight. Anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
I'm Single Sarah.
And we are Entitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. Thanks for watching our Lord of the Rings review.